Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellow, Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
The Bible tells us that silence is golden, but my ears can still hear and my eyes can still see. The Bible also tells us to be swift to hear and slow to speak. You see, what you don't understand, thief, what you did is what my people deal with all the time. Someone cheating them from providing their greatness into the world. But it's a burden that we cut off only to make us stronger. I saw in the first fight where Ricky Hatton was pulling down your gloves to put your fist in the improper position. Y'all tried the same method the second time, but this time you scratched flesh out of my ears, which caused my ears to bleed. It's impossible for a brand new 10-ounce glove to bend, to keep a smushed in form, or to have loose space. I highly believe you put something hard in your glove, something the size and the shape of an egg weight. Here's the reason why the side of my face swelled up in an egg weight form. And it left a dent in my face as well. But in the midst of it all, you still couldn't keep this king down. You would have had to kill me. In the end, it took a crab in a bucket referee and a disloyal trainer to throw the towel in just to stop me. Proverbs, the 6th chapter 30, 31st says, excuses may be found from a thief who steals because he is starving. But if he is caught, he will have to pay back 7 times what he stole, even if he had to sell everything in his house. And payback is coming.
Don't forget to check out our sponsor, The Health Blaze, at thehealthblaze.com. 100% all natural products from lotions, soaps, foot soaks, bath bombs, and much, much more. Use the promo code Goodfella1Boxing. Tell them your boy CJ Goodfella sent you. Get 18% off. We out. All right, y'all saying Deontay Wilder, y'all boys, y'all mans, y'all guy. You know, y'all seen the video. He put it up on social media not too long ago. And basically said that, you know, he confirmed that Tyson Fury cheated in his mind. But let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Appreciate the love, support. And, you know, we've been asking him to come out and talk. And, you know, he finally broke his silence. I seen that somebody sent me, my boy from the UK, big heavyweight. He sent me the Instagram story where he was at a birthday party, shacked up with his girlfriend, and he finally broke his silence. Now that Tyson Fury has, you know, pretty much turned down the rematch. And they knew that the rematch clause, you know, ran out. Bob Arum might have put that lingo in there that Shelly Finkel didn't understand, or maybe Al Heyman didn't really go over, didn't understand. He was more as a business. He was a business from Harvard. Bob Arum was a law in Harvard, so they got over on Al Heyman and Shelly Finkel. I don't think Al really cared, but, you know, Deontay Wilder want to show people that he wants the rematch, and he just confirmed that Tyson Fury was able to, you know, he was able to get out the rematch because they didn't understand the lingo. The rematch clause ran out. He did have an injury. The pandemic was, you know, they supposed to rematch in like June and July, but the pandemic pushed it back. He had surgery on his bicep or elbow or something like that. And, you know, right now they ain't doing a rematch. You know, they just confirmed that, you know, Tyson Fury finessed his way out the rematch. He said that, you know, also got to get to the AJ part, so bear with me. But also he said in the video that that he, you know, well, in the comment section, he said that he gave Fury a rematch. And, you know, Fury should give him a rematch, but I'm going to get to that in a minute. But my whole thing is that you got finessed. And you got to look at your team a lot different. You said that Mark Breland was disloyal, but who else was disloyal? You got to look at your lawyer different. You got to look at Shelly Finkel different. You got to look at Al Heyman different. And, you know, can he get the WBC to order a immediate rematch? After he got beat down in Black history like that, do you think he deserves an immediate rematch? The WBC can step in and strip Fury for not rematching him, but then again, it was in the contract. You know, the rematch clause expired. Now he said Fury is going on to fight Carlos Takam, and then he goes in and say he has something in his glove, that he cheated him, and, you know, Mark Breland was a disloyal trainer, and, you know, this, that, and the third, and, you know, what was disloyal because he threw the towel in. My whole thing, if a brother throw the towel in, and you said that he had something in his glove, and your ears was bleeding, and your mouth was bleeding, and you was looking like you was a slave running from the plantation. Wasn't it the right thing that he threw the towel in? That's my whole thing. You know, if I'm in there, getting near years knocked off my life and this white boy beat me down and I'm bleeding everywhere but the bottom of my feet or the bottom of my shoe, you should be thankful that Mark Breland threw the towel in, that he had something in his glove. Then he brought in the old footage of them pulling his glove down and doing all these dirty tricks. Then why didn't you bring this up before the rematch? You could have said that I'm not rematching him because he has something in his glove. Look at his glove and brought it up before you did the rematch. See, that's the problem. You a good Christian man, and I ain't knock you for being a good Christian man, his father, preacher, and Deontay Wilder. But Tyson Fury ain't a good Christian man. Stop looking for the good in people. Stop looking for people to do right. Your team told you to fight Tyson Fury to try to keep up with AJ and create a huge market for you in the United States. And your team referred you to fight a guy like that. And then, you gave him a rematch because Andre Ward said some people say you wouldn't have rematched him. He turned down the immediate rematch. Then you still wanted to fight him again. You fought him again. And then he don't want to give you a rematch. That's on you. You already knew how he get down. He's a gypsy. You already know he failed the drug testing. You fought Luis Ortiz. You fought Tyson Fury. You was willing to fight Povetkin after he popped hot. And, Deontay Wilder operating good faith. He a good person in an imperfect world. He see the good in people when people don't see the good in themselves. And that's the problem. He should have kept it moving. There's been plenty of times where Vander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, it was a draw, but everybody know Lennox Lewis beat Vander Holyfield, but they go down as the book as a draw. Wilder wanted to show that he was the better man and all this, but he thought he was going to go in there and punch Tyson Fury after the 12th round in the second fight, and it didn't happen. Deontay Wilder should have continued and kept it moving. Deontay Wilder should have never rematched Tyson Fury. They should have moved on and did something else. And then also, look at your team. Come on, somebody got to talk to him. Who would have had you fight Luis Ortiz in the end of November, knowing you're going to fight Tyson Fury in the middle or late in the middle of November or February, late February? That was just stupid. You came off a tough fight with Tyson Fury. With Luis Ortiz. And then he fight in October. He fought like September, excuse me. It was like Mexican Independence Day holiday. You fought in November, the end of November, and who tells them to put him in with Luis Ortiz? Why didn't they put him in with a soft touch, or Otto Wallin, or that really didn't turn out to be a soft touch, or Silver Safari? Deontay Wilder should have been taking it easy. He fought a tough Luis Ortiz, and then in a matter of 9 or 10 weeks, turn around and train for a Fury fight, and then fight him 10 weeks later. It was a terrible idea. His team is absolutely terrible. And that's a fact. His team is one of the worst teams in boxing. Who has you fight Luis Ortiz again? Nobody wanted that fight. You fought him again and then turned around 8 or 10 weeks later and fought Fury. And wonder why you got beat on. You talking about Mark Breland was disloyal. I can't interpret that. If he poisoned your water, whatever you want to accuse him for. If you just accuse him to be disloyal for throwing the towel in, you wasn't going to win that fight. You was getting any more beating you took in that fight, you probably was never going to fight again. So he was right for throwing the towel in. You wasn't about to come back. You hit him with 2 of your biggest straight right hands. Your best punch early in that fight. He ate him. He ate him. And this just sounds like sour grapes to me. You operated on the G code. He operated on the grimy code. You wanted to go fight him. You gave him a rematch when you shouldn't have. He turned down the original rematch. You just got a terrible team. You got a terrible team, bro. You took terrible advice. Right? You turned around and fought him on a 10-week notice, which was a bad idea. You knew he had something in his glove the first fight. You still gave him a fight. Then you fought Dominic Breazeale. You fought Luis Ortiz. It's just, just bad. Wilder just need to go on. Just look bad. If he did something to you physically, go sue him. That's an assault charge. Just let you know, Top Rank is still the biggest and brightest promotional company out there. They finesse Al Heyman. Al Heyman don't care nothing about Deontay Wilder. If Al Heyman truly loved you, bro, Al Heyman would have sat there, okay? He would have sat there and he would have gave Charles Martin to you. He made Anthony Joshua a champion. So how you know Al Heyman wasn't on all the water and the glove stuff? How you know he wasn't on there too? And Bob Arum gave him some money basically to sacrifice you. Well, who would anybody tell? If anybody knew how to matchmake a fight, Deontay, and I still got love for you, brother. If anybody knew how to matchmake a fight, You could have asked me. Fury is the only guy in the division that was a bad style matchup for you. So who said there we should go fight Tyson Fury? A guy y'all thought was 400 pounds, was beat up, was old, you was going to go out there and knock him out? No. He's a proud fighter. He's a guy that's slick, got good upper body movement, good foot movement. Anybody that know anything about boxing knew that was a bad stylistic fight. You should have took your draw and moved on. You've been blaming, what's my man's name? The referee for giving him a 20 count. It is what it is. It's at the discretion of the referee. You know, you've been blaming everybody but yourself. And then leaked out that you were skipping camp, chasing that woman, leaving in the middle of the camp, going to Atlanta, cutting camp early. Take responsibility as a man. Take responsibility. You let that man come in there again and cheat you. If he poisoned your water, that was your people fault. You talking about the gloves? That wasn't Mark Breland. If he had something in his glove in the second fight, and probably the first fight as well, Jay Diaz checked his glove. The costume issue. Jay Diaz said the costume might have been too heavy, not Mark Breland. You mad because Mark Breland stopped that fight? That man has genuine love for you, Deontay Wilder. He stopped that fight because he seen you getting beat like a runaway slave. Kiss it? He seen you getting beat. Every time he beat you, Oz dies in the ring. You got all them kids. You got a will. You want to die in the ring, or you want to go back to your kids and your daughters and play with them and go back to your woman, being able to talk and walk. So get out of here with that bull jive. Get out of here with that bull crap. Take responsibility. Take responsibility for Al Haymon and Shelly Finkel jiving you out the IBF. Take responsibility for them picking Tyson Fury, trying to keep up with the Joneses or the Joshuas and AJ. Take responsibility that you wasn't going to win that fight and Mark Breland saved your life. If someone was in that man's glove and he poisoned you, he could have killed you in that ring. You could be dead right now, bro. So ain't nobody trying to hear the sour grapes. Y'all got finesse. You crying, you whining. It's a loss. Just move on. I mean, what is you going to do? Fight a Ruiz? They never going to give you a shot at Tyson Fury or AJ. Never. You and Luis Ortiz in the same boat. So retire. It's a wrap. It's over with. If AJ and Fury fight 2 times next year and they unify the title, and then, whoever win and they disperse the belts, you're going to get a shot at the vacant belt, but you'll never get to say you was better than Tyson Fury. You're never going to be able to say you was better than Anthony Joshua. It's a wrap. And that's just what the business is. But he said in the comment section, and one of my guys tagged me, and he know what I'm talking about. I forget his name. He tagged me and he said that I gave you a second shot. I gave you a rematch after you ducked the rematch, and I took the rematch for less money when AJ offered me more money for the rematch. So he admitted that before the Tyson Fury second fight, Anthony Joshua offered him more money. He's talking about the zone deal or whatever it was. He took less money to rematch Fury when he could have fought AJ and made more money. Who fault is that? All that is Shelly Finkel and Al Haymon, dictating what they want to do, dictating that, it should be on our terms. Deontay Wilder should have went bit to the UK, beat up Joshua once or twice, he would have been undisputed. He's talking about, well, I sat there and I called you and I motivated you to come back to boxing and I walked you through. Nigga, don't you know anything about the Indians or the Native Americans and the Pilgrims? The Pilgrims did the same thing to the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? The Pilgrims came with Tyson Fury. You out here operating in good faith. Giving Tyson Fury the benefit of a doubt like he a brother. No, he the other. You did that. You seen the good in Tyson. I wouldn't have helped Tyson Fury do nothing. I would have sent him a kilo of coke so he can OD and pass away. You sitting here trying to help a white man now. If you was in the same position, this man wouldn't even have, he would have been calling you a crackhead, all that type of stuff. He was on PEDs, all that stuff. You trying to be operating good faith. That's that Christianity in Negroes, man. Real talk. That's that Christianity in blacks. Just, turn up the cheek, do good by each other, and all they do is going to stab you in the back. But if another brother do the same thing that Fury did to him, he wouldn't have gave him an opportunity. He would have stabbed that brother in the back. We see each other as the enemies, but we see the best in the other. That's my whole issue in it. But he could have made more fighting AJ. He admitted that AJ offered him more money than the Fury rematch. So he would have made more than $30 million. And I think he's talking about the zone deal. That's your fault for not taking it, but he couldn't take it. Al Haymon wouldn't allow him to take it. Al Haymon got the final say so on all operations in boxing. If he really wanted to take that Joshua fight, Al Haymon wouldn't let him take it. He mad that Eddie Hearn finessed him, took the IBF belt, and then finessed him. You know what I'm saying? And made AJ a big star. Al Heyman is got a knife and Deontay Wilder back from the beginning. Al Heyman been playing Deontay Wilder from the beginning. That's Deontay Wilder's fault for not seeing it. He treating them like slow Bamas from Bama. And that's just what it boiled down to, and it's a wrap. You'll probably get another title again, but you'll never get a shot at AJ. You'll never get a shot at Fury. It's a wrap. If AJ give you an offer, he going to offer you $1 million, and I can't blame him. You admitting that this dude, Tyson Fury, was giving you less money than AJ was getting. You should have fought AJ. But he couldn't. It wasn't up to him. And anybody watching this who operating with Shelly Fink, who operating with Al Heyman, watch it. Look how they did him. Instead of unifying with Charles Martin, they sent Charles Martin to go get money with AJ. Instead of, taking a deal with AJ, knowing they was the B side, they wanted to operate like the A side, and they wasn't the A side. This is just disrespectful in my Blueface voice. Deontay Wilder's done. He finished. Tyson Fury not going to give him another opportunity like he gave him. He should have didn't listen to Andre Ward, didn't listen to the NA series. He should have moved on, fought AJ a couple of times, defended the Undisputed if he won, and then retire. But, that's just what the business is. He a good Christian man. He see the good in others, and that basically what bit him in the hindsight, and that's on him, man. So it is what it is. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response, video request. All my social media links are in the description. We also got a Facebook group, so if you want to advertise on the channel, your business, I got good rates. Other than that, man, just keep sharing the videos. Best way to donate is share the video. Want to make a financial donation, Cash App CJGood313, PayPal link in the description. So if you want to hit me up there, appreciate it. Shout out to the Bronze Bomber for finally speaking out. Shout out to everybody supporting the channel. Keep sharing the video. Got a new platform coming. I'm announcing it when I get it sold up. Hopefully next week you can follow me on there. And other than that, man, best way to donate is share the video. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check out our heavyweight boxing playlist and our boxing news playlist. One time for the one time we gone.
Belief about
I'm on the phone.
You on the phone?
Yeah.
You looking at my baby?
No, I ain't looking. No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. Next time we come outside, don't be staring and shit like that. I don't like that.
I wasn't
shit.
looking at him.